Hey, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. We're off to the races for a Tuesday morning, October the 24th. The month is coming to an end. A lot going on in downtown Meridian today as we get ready for the Candy Crawl. You'll be able to bring the kids out to the downtown district. Candy will be given out. MCC on the opposite end of town will have their Candy Cruise. It's always been big. It started, I think, back during COVID. It'll be even bigger this year. I hope you can break the kids out and do that. This is an early start for Halloween, getting a treat or two. That's coming up this afternoon. It all gets underway around 4:30 downtown Meridian, so make plans for that. It's always fun to see the kids, and before we know it, we'll have Trunk or Treat coming up at the Meridian Police Department and a few other places as well. Can you believe Halloween is here? Still warm. Right now we're at 62, which is, well, for this time of year, pretty warm for this early part of the morning. Make no mistake, it feels good outside. We'll climb, roughly 20 degrees before it's all said and done to 83-ish today. Now, it's gusty. Again, I urge you, do not burn. We've had too many fires lately. We got a burn ban in effect that's still there, but with that being said, it's wildfire conditions and it can get out of hand quickly. So gas grills are about really all that is suggested at this point if you're out back, especially if you've got a pit. Make sure to do that. Don't burn anything. It could turn bad quickly. A lot to go over what happened in Meridian the last 24 hours in the surrounding county. Some wrecks. Oh, boy. We got all that coming up at 7. Also, we'll tell you about Louisiana here in just a few moments of what happened yesterday morning as we looked at radar. Do y'all remember that? We'll show you what became of that. All that's on the way. Right now, we need a good word. I feel it more than ever that we need a message from the good Lord above. And, well, let's go out to Collinsville to the First Baptist Church.
During an election year, we can see how the idea of being vengeful dominates the efforts of politicians either trying to get elected or re-elected. They go at each other during speeches, debates, and on social media, in commercials, and on billboards. They call each other liars and thieves. One tries to undermine the other, and it makes you say sometimes, I'll sure be glad when all this is over. It just gets nasty. Thankfully, we don't see as much of it on the local level. These folks focus more on getting their name out there and telling people why they are the most qualified to lead. In Romans chapter 12, verse 17, Paul says, do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. This is a verse about focus and the impression we leave on people in our world. The focus of a believer shouldn't be on seeking to pay someone back for the evil they may have done to you. No, the focus for the believer should be on doing right. By using the phrase, be careful, Paul indicates that there's even an urgency behind this kind of focus. We should take great care as we focus on doing what is right in the eyes of everyone. As we seek to share the gospel with those who are lost, we need to demonstrate through our lives how being a follower of Jesus Christ has changed our lives. One of the ways we do this is by living honorably instead of seeking revenge. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. Always good to hear a good message. And remember, it truly does make a difference in your day when you start it with a blessing from the man above. Hope you'll take that advice and use a little bit of that. As I look around, we see a lot of folks watching this morning. Jerome, good morning there. Louisville, Mississippi joins us. And I have to say good morning to a friend I haven't spoke to in quite so many years, and I should be ashamed. All the way this morning from Chapin, South Carolina, David Tillman, a gentleman and a scholar, one of the best men I've ever met in my life. I hope you and your wife are doing good. It's been way too long. Philadelphia checking in along with Decatur, and boy, we have them from all over. Each and every day we reach portions of the United States all over, and we appreciate each and every one of you watching what we do and being a part of it. It means a lot to us, and we do appreciate that. As often as push comes to shove, and I want to remind everybody about this, we have a certain way that we do our headlines. I've been no need to any man. I've been one knee to God, and that's it. And that's all I'll ever do. I will not change what's the truth for anyone. The truth is the truth. We will continue with what we do and how we do it. There's enough said about that. As we look around, we do see that Mary Lou Retton is who I'm talking about, is back home. She's out of the hospital. We're glad for that. I know her family is. She'd gotten really bad off with pneumonia. As we look here, I didn't know this had happened. As we go to, where is this? Hong Kong. We have a U.S. senator that has been arrested. Seriously, Hong Kong. He had a weapon in his bag that was unregistered. Can't do that. I don't care who you are. So they're going to be investigating. He's from Washington. Longview. Wilson R. Longview. Good luck with all of that. And this is where it gets comical. The only person I know, what's it, Kevin Costner? Yeah. Kevin Costner is the only one that I remember wearing a T-shirt supporting this woman for president. She says she's going to try again. I'm talking Liz Cheney. I mean, come on. She's thinking of it. Okay, let me back up. Same difference. You're not going to win as you didn't last time. You and Kevin Costner would be better to go take your money and buy a cup of coffee. Just talk about it. Here's another that we already know has the big L out beside it before it even happens, as we see that campaign funds are slipping away. But as they often do, is when they're about to bail out, they got to bash old Trump one more last time. And I like this guy. I really do. He's just not going to be president. No matter how he does, what he does, it's just not going to happen. Tim Scott, he says he doesn't think Trump stands a chance of winning. Well, you don't either. Best I can say for that. As we look here, we'll have to dig deeper into this as we look at what's going on still with the Natalie Holloway case. As we do know, he has confessed to the murder of this. He's immune to it after it's been so many years, but is it possible that he could get slammed with more charges? Aruba considering more after his confession. We'll wait and see what becomes of that in the next few days. Interesting. We'll see what happens there. Massachusetts, things happen in this world, and as I've said before, there are times that I wish God Almighty, before something happened, would part the clouds and a hand would reach down and stop something. Why some things happen, I will never know. A manhunt is on the way now in Massachusetts after a man killed his 4 young children. I mean, how do you do this? How does this happen? I, without a doubt, know that one day you will pay. But sometimes it certainly makes us think here on this earth how things could happen and people get away with doing such hideous crimes. Oregon. I guess up until 5-6 years ago, maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but the word woke, I'd never really paid attention to the word. Well, I think I've finally understood this. Is the Oregon school chief suspends the need for high schoolers to prove math, reading, and writing skills to graduate for another 5 years. They will just let them graduate. Now, you go, well, that's no big deal. Yes, it is. As we compare ourselves and the race to lead the world. The United States has always been a leader. The more we dumb down, the worse our country becomes. If you really sit back and think about what I just said, there's a lot of truth to that. You can't quit raising the bar to let, a few take advantage of things. You have to have a bar. And the best example of that I can say is an airplane pilot. Do you really want somebody up there that's not qualified at 40,000 feet? Set the bar at that. Who do you trust up there that pilots it? With anything, with any job that exists in this world. Think about that. Would you let anybody fly your plane? I wouldn't. But yet, the United States leaves our border opens, and, we've got something like that at, let me think. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Not a clue. Let me ask you, Odie is sitting over here getting ready for the show, and I'll just ask him off the cuff. Did anybody see that press conference yesterday where he's in the middle of it and goes, I've got to go to the situation room. There's a situation, and leaves. Does that not make you think that we've got a situation at hand?
Oh, I call it the library.
The library?
I'm calling it the situation.
The situation. Odie thinks he may have had to go to the bathroom. But there's a lot going on in this world right now with Israel and other parts and the nations. Well, the world's eyes are up on the United States. We need a strong leader. And whoever's in that office, we do hope that God above does give them the knowledge or people around them to lead us in the right direction of what's going to be happening over the next few months. It's a very scary time. I highly respect the office of the presidency, and we do hope that those around will guide and help during this situation. That's what we hope. Ooh, boy, boy, boy. Already 6:41 this morning as it starts out. We're going to do your weather now. It's the one that says, Houston, we have a problem. I think I agree with you on that. And this is what we see. Can anyone imagine what really goes on behind what I guess they would call like the bloopers? Can you imagine what goes on behind the scenes that we just have no idea about? Oh, well. We're back at it. We got more coming up as we start your day with your forecast next. Will Parker's your local lawyer located here in Meridian. If you've been in an auto accident, see Will and get the help you deserve. Will explain your rights. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Will Parker, your local lawyer, 2110 Front Street, Meridian.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Welcome back. Let's get into that forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we turn back to pages with the record highs, record lows, 1939. We had a warm 89 degrees for the highest temperature on today. It was 1917. I don't think any of us watching was probably even thought of at that time. 30 degrees was the record cold set on this date back in 17. We were in a, World War II at that, World War I. Yeah, get my dates right there. As we look at our forecast, sunshine is expected today across East Mississippi and Alabama, as we see that Laurel will have 84, somewhere around 83 through Philadelphia, Noxapater, even up to Mississippi State, we're going to see 82. Greenville on down that Mississippi River over to Vicksburg, it'll get warm, even Natchez. Boy, it'll be gorgeous there today, 86. As we move east toward Bamaland, Birmingham says that they'll be 80. Even Gadsden, where I was expecting a little bit of 70-degree weather, will hold steady at 80 today. Over to Auburn, we get into some 70s, about 78 there. Down towards Selma, 82, Demopolis, 82, and we'll see that as well there. And Livingston, hovering about 83. Now, a couple things we want to pay attention to. We have a limited threat today of the fire danger. We're at a level 1. Do not burn. We are under burn bans all over the place. It's going to be gusty today with 20-mile-an-hour gusts. What does that mean? It could be bad for you. It's what we see. Now, before we move forward, let me go over here to radar and let's look at this as we pull up radar this morning. And we'll get into the story of Louisiana, I-55, 7 dead. Why? Fog and smoke. As we pull up radar this morning, we do show that we have a little bit of fog this morning, and there is a fog advisory in this area here in South Mississippi. We have a little bit moving into the state, but as we look at this Baton Rouge, these areas, again, a lot of rain. And this is 55 right here where that wreck happened, coming into Louisiana. And that would carry you on up through Jackson. It was horrible, 158 vehicles involved. Whenever there's fog, be extra careful. Anywhere south of Mississippi, southern Mississippi, into Louisiana this morning, be careful, even back over to Lake Charles. So if you're having to travel, use extreme caution. We want you to get there in one piece. I always get nervous, boy, especially when you get to Beaumont. It gets really bad with that road construction. As we look at our 6 to 10 day outlook, that's a tongue twister. We see that we do have cooler weather on the way. Not here yet. We've still got about a week left of this 80-degree weather, at least through the weekend. And then we'll start seeing that November 1st-ish. Is that a word? We're going to use it anyway. It can be. We're going to use it this morning. As we see, the temperatures will start to fall in the upper 60s, making it cooler weather as we move into November. We need some Thanksgiving weather, don't we? Here's our 7-day outlook as we see that today hits 83. Not one chance of rain through the weekend. Zero, zilch. No weenie roasting just yet, or marshmallows. We hit 83 tomorrow, and by Thursday we up to 84. We move into the weekend at that. 84 all the weekend long. And we should be somewhere in the upper 50s, 60-ish for overnight lows. And we do have that slight chance of rain on Monday, and it's ever slight. It's like having a water hose on. Not much going to happen. Our biggest chance of rain is kind of scattered. As we see on the 31st, we've got 24%. And this has even failed. We were expecting it somewhere along in here to get good showers. But we've just got 20% chances of rain there from the 4th through about the 7th. That's Mother Nature. It can change, but the temperatures, as you can see, will be dropping. We're back into the 60s and 70s for highs and nighttime lows. Even some 40-degree weather there. I know that you're sitting there thinking, I remember the day when I could crack my screen when it was 45 degrees and let that cool, crisp air in. Don't do that nowadays. Somebody's hand will reach through your screen. I say that jokingly, but there's also a lot of truth to that. As we look at what's going on over the tropics, we see that Tammy is a Cat 1 at this point. She's toting 81-mile-an-hour winds moving along at 993 millibars. Now, there's a 60% chance, and I did not update that. So let's just fix that before we go any further. Boy, some days you just have it in a row, and some days you don't. As we go back here, let me pull this up where I can show you what happened when I've got loaded up with this morning as we scroll down. It won't take me just a second to get to the page that we've got this loaded. Here we are. This is the updated page as we look at this. Cat 1, Tammy, she's moving along at 75 miles an hour. 987 millibars. As we move over here, we have a tropical depression. This is 21 that we begin to watch at 29 miles an hour. 1,007 millibars is what we've got on this. Something to watch. We'll pay attention to all of this. This is going to go around. It's going to circle as we've got all the details on the web page and there on Facebook if you'd like to look more at that and study up on it. We've got till November 1, about a week left of this stuff. Could that stuff linger? It sure could. But officially, we'll move out of hurricane season coming up November 1 and then move into tornadic seasons. What's happening with the fishing calendar this morning? We go to Chet's Paint and Body. What is the best time to fish? It's going to be at 8 o'clock this morning. A few minutes after. Be there by a quarter till. You'll be good, and you can fish through about 10 for your best opportunities. It'll be after dark before it comes back. So east-southeast wind today, 5 to 10. And again, gusty. This will affect fishing as well as hunting as we see this. You'll get a backlash there, and well, on this end of it, somebody will smell you. As we go to the best fishing times, it's going to be about 8:20 when it comes to deer hunting. Your prime time falling to about 10:20. Again, you should be there probably by 7:30 up a tree and ready to go. And again, we've got 20-mile-an-hour gusts today. Sustained winds of somewhere 5 to 10. That's our outlook on weather and how we do. We've got so much more lined up. We're going to tell you all about what went on locally, what's happening nationally. We've got all the biggest stories that will affect us. We even had another camper fire last night. A lot of volunteers hit the streets running last night to put out these fires. That's what they do. There's going to be some sleepy folks this morning at work, so y'all give them a hall pass. I see one over there yawning. I think he might have been out at one of those last night also. Some wrecks that happened in the area. We've got all of that and some shootings. All that. We'll give you the details on this beginning at 8 o'clock. A big thank you to each and every one of you that joins us. Sheila joining us all the way from Louisiana. Thank you. Donna joining us from Nanawaya. Beautiful area there. Brandon, Mississippi is joining us. What's up with all the camper fires lately? That is a strong question. Now, one a couple of weeks ago, we got a strong suspicion that somebody might have done that. I mean, he did get shot. And then he leaves, and then that burns, and then the next day his house is gone. I would suspect something suspicious going on there. I bet fire marshals are all over that. Boy, that things that happen there. Indiantown, Florida. Don, tell everybody I said hello down there on the job site today. I hope everything goes well. Some good guys you're working with down there. Spend a lot of time with them. All right, we're rolling back, and again, we'll be back live in just about 5 to 6 minutes from now as we'll go live with the morning show. Scotty Ray and Odie on the way. We'll tell you all about all the candy giveaways tonight. It's happening here at the Scotty Ray Report. We'll be right back.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.